Hello, this video is about the most powerful PvP build in Armored Core 6. No, I'm not talking about dual Zimmermans and dual stun darts. This build makes those builds rage quit the game. This build doesn't even stagger the enemy. I'm talking about the Bumblebee. I've played the Bumblebee in about 260 PvP matches since I created it 3 days ago. I've lost 4 of those, with an asterisk. But before I get into the details, let me show you a short clip. This is Oroboro, the FromSoft YouTuber, using a dual Zimmerman's meta build and versing me while I play the Bumblebee. Enjoy.
Dude, that's the most honest build I've ever seen. What the fuck even is that? I don't know what that is. I think he's in for a bad time. He's not going up. Oh God. Oh God. What the fuck? What is that? That's fucked up. Is that might be better than Zimmerman's.
I love that clip because it shows why I named this build the Bumblebee. It looks so harmless and unassuming, or as Oroboro put it, honest. So about that asterisk. Those 4 losses I mentioned earlier, all were because I was so mentally checked out from easily winning matches that I kinda just waded into the enemy's Zimmerman shots and died without thinking. I avenged all 4 of those losses except for one of them who immediately left. So I can say that a more patient version of me,
dude, I don't know how to do that,
probably would never lose with this build. Despite this, I've never encountered an enemy player using the Bumblebee or even anything that resembles it. No one except for me and a couple of my friends knows that this is the most powerful build in Armored Core 6.
So he's got a shield.
So let me get the word out. The Bumblebee works because of the Coral Shield, Coral Generator, and Pulse Armor. The Coral Shield allows you to take 50% stability damage from the enemy's shots. If you hit a successful shield parry timing, meaning you activate your shield right when the enemy shot hits you, you take 23% instead.
Dude, he's so smart. The shield blocks my entire Zimmerman's, dude.
The Coral Shield therefore makes it really hard to stagger the Bumblebee, and most PvP builds, including all the meta ones like double Zimmermans, are based around staggering your enemy. Once the Bumblebee's stagger gauge is high, you activate Pulse Armor.
Oh, you can press it anytime?
And this Pulse Armor has higher HP than normal because the Bumblebee uses a Coral Generator. Activating Pulse Armor when your stagger gauge is almost full allows you to run it all the way back down to 0 while pressuring the enemy using the stun pistols, which micro-stun the enemy every time an electric buildup proc happens, which happens mostly every magazine. At least when you're sticking to the enemy like these 2 shields allow you to do.
That's brutal.
I want to point out that I didn't even play well in this match. At some points I burnt out my shield by fishing for parries and I was forced to fight with dashes. I still easily won 4-0 against the meta build, played by Oroboro, a skilled player who's been playing the game for months pre-release while I picked it up a week ago. The Bumblebee is a nightmare to fight against, for all builds. I haven't found anything that even approaches it in effectiveness. Okay, let me walk you through the parts choices and show some more PvP. I chose the VP66EG stun pistols because they inflict a lot of mini-stuns and deal decent damage. The electric build-up mini-stun means that enemies who are chasing you will have a hard time staying in their effective range, and enemies who are running from you will have a hard time staying out of yours. Once you land one mini-stun, you can often loop them and permanently dictate the range of the fight from there on. I use the BST G2 booster because it has the highest walking speed, which helps for walking people down while your shield is up. On this build, you don't use Quick Boost that often because Quick Boost drops your shield, and you can only flash the shield 3 times before it overheats. His ankles are getting broken. Anyway, this booster has rather good quick boosting too. I use the Tian Quang arms because they have 145 recoil control, which is the second highest. You might look at the stun pistol's low recoil stat of 11 and think, you don't need those beefy arms, but you'd be wrong. For some reason, the stun pistols kick like mules. Here we see them used with the Noctrier arms, which have 52 recoil control. And as we see in this clip, even the Tian Quang arms with their 145 control can't really control them fully. The other option is the AC3000 Wrecker arms, which have 232 recoil control, and do make the pistols behave well, but they have very low firearm specialization, which means that you will track enemies poorly with your auto-aim. I've thought that the max skill level of using this build would be to equip those arms and use manual aim so that the low firearm spec doesn't matter. Manual aim also counters people who bunny hop, because people who bunny hop in a straight line make your auto aim miss, but it's actually easy to hit them with manual aim. I'm not crazy enough to try this right now. Manual aiming with rapid fire weapons in AC6 is suffering, and I say this as someone who's been rank 1 in several PC FPS. On the other hand, a great skill gap option already built into this build is parrying. Parrying is what makes this build more fun to play than the Zimmerman meta, in my opinion. In this fight, I parry this guy like 3 times in a row. You can see his Zimmermans deal 72 damage in that first shot. It's just insanely strong against burst damage weapons. It also hard counters missile boats, because you can parry the missiles before they slam into you, and you'll take like 20% stamina damage from a full salvo of missiles. The skybox missile people really hate this build. Parrying also counters melee players very hard. The meatiest melee attacks in the game do pitiful damage if you time your shield properly. Oh, I parried that one, nice. You can download the build using this code. It'll be in the description for easy copy and pasting. If you have any questions about the build, leave a comment on this video and I'll answer as soon as I see it. And you'd be surprised by how terminally online I am. Feel free to follow the channel. I'll be posting more Armored Core 6 PvP videos and weird meta-breaking builds. I also stream over at twitch.tv/MYNDRRR playing AC6 and high-level competitive FPS. The link will be in the description. It's time for all of you to go forth and destroy the Zimmerman kids. Good luck. Until next time, bye-bye.